What is up, Spikes? Welcome back to the Spike Feeders World Headquarters, where we are playing some casual with maybe a guest or two. You know, you see one already because you're looking at this side of the table. You'll see the other in a second here. Olivia, how's it going?
Peachy.
Peachy, even though it's like -10 outside.
Well, you know, I'm in a better place. Elbows up, eh?
Ooh, you know what? Fair enough. Before we get into things, gotta thank our sponsors. GameGenic. Boxes for your cards. Boxes for the boxes for your cards. Playmats, sleeves, even if you don't play Magic, other board game accessories, check out your local game store. See if they've got GameGenic products. If they don't, ask them nicely. Burrito Splendido feeds the Spikes. Guac chips with queso. The burritos are obviously Splendido. We don't have to tell you that. If you're in the Winnipeg, Manitoba area,
They're here.
They're around.
I try to do Foley like Alex, but I'm not as good as he is. But those were the locations. You can check them out. Tell them the Spikes sent you. They won't know what that means,
That's okay.
probably, but you know, we're trying to get them to know what it means. I'm Elliot. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
Good. I'm still Elliot. I'm playing Hamza, Guardian of Erishin today. This is a zoo deck. Green-white, +1/+1 counters, but it's creature types across the multiverse. So there's some kooky ones in there. We got some Tyranids. They came from a universe beyond.
So I've heard.
We got hydras and dragons and cats.
Oh my.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
plants in there too.
There's some plants, yeah.
Flora and fauna.
Flora and fauna at the zoo,
Yeah,
of course.
obviously.
Yeah, just +1/+1 counter shenanigans. That's what I'm doing.
I'm playing Vihaan Goldwaker. I am making treasures angry and painful.
Angry and painful.
Punching
Well,
us
I mean,
with
yeah,
your money.
they're punchy. It's punchy money. Yeah.
Money.
I mean, what's cute is that was the partner commander for Olivia, right?
Yeah.
That was what?
It was in
Oh.
the Olivia Voldaren.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was. It is kind of
Yeah.
punchy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Layers.
Yeah, you know, just 4D chess.
5D chess. Chess is already in 4 dimensions because time is a dimension. We won't get into it. Hey, buddy.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm Bill. Hello. Today I am playing a new deck that I have not featured on the channel yet, I believe. This is Arabella, Abandoned Doll, but this is very specifically Hair-abella. Hair Apparent. I run 26 copies of the little dudes because I can run as many of them as I want in my deck. And they do happen to be creatures with power 2 or less, and they also make creatures with power 2 or less, which funnily enough funnels right into Arabella's ability to deal damage to all of my opponents and gain me some life. So I'm gonna hope to repopulate the board with exclusively rabbits and then murder all my friends with them.
Don't you dare.
He's gonna be like that.
We're gonna die.
Arabella's
Yeah. And I got VIC ETHANOL. It doesn't matter if you win by a centimeter or half a kilometer, which, you know, y'all know about up here.
We know about kilometers.
Yeah, it's
Winning is winning. But it's actually Kolodin, Kolodin Triumph Caster.
Yeah.
See, it's so good that GameGenic has this screen so that we can look down and know exactly what we're looking at, you know? So a lot of people grabbing their commander decks blind, just sticking their hands in it, pulling out the wrong one. And now you sitting at the table waiting to play. You like, damn, maybe if you had a GameGenic, you'd be able to know what you're pulling out and putting it right in where it's supposed to be.
I feel like someone's looking for a sponsor.
He's an
Yeah, he is. We should have him around more often.
I'm just a fan of GameGenic and their great products. You know, before I used to use rubber bands. That was, you know, and then I found
true
GameGenic,
gamer.
and now my cards are safe. Crazy. GameGenic. It's where it's at. Get your head in the game. Are you in it to win it? Get a GameGenic.
Just do it.
Can we actually borrow that for B-roll for Commander?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
We can ship it your way, I'm sure.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with Olivia and Brian. Are you in it to win it? Get a GameGenic.
Okay, let's crack into our GameGenic Sidekick Bros. All right, and I did win the die roll. I will draw to start my turn. I've got a Wooded Foothills, and I will crack it, going to 39. Off the Wooded Foothills, I'm getting a Tapped Scattered Groves. I'm going to pass the turn.
I'm going to play Sunbillow Verge, and then Paladin class.
Oh!
Spells my opponent's cast cost 1 more to cast during my turn. Level 2 is creatures I control get 1/1. And level 3 is whenever I attack until end of turn, target attacking creature gets a 1/1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike.
I should play that card.
It's a good one.
I will draw, and I'm going to play this tapped Emeria the Sky Ruin. I'll pass to Iffy.
All right.
Sorry, to Vic.
Oh, yes,
Thank
of course.
Go ahead and draw my card for turn. All right, it's time to
is gonna be
race
amazing.
off with a Sunbillow Verge.
Hey!
Yeah, vroom vroom.
One Greek Verge deserves another.
Yeah, look.
I've heard that.
Yeah. There's one thing I won't do, and that's purge a verge. I'm passing turn.
That's a powerful. You got taglines.
Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
activated the pun part of my brain, so that's your problem.
God,
to deal
that's,
with.
no, that's good for us, I
My
think.
superpower is having friends that are all way more clever than me.
Yeah. I'll draw for turn. I've got just a basic forest, and then a little guy. Possum Druid, Tender Wild Guide. This is a 2-mana 2/2, taps for a mana of any color, or taps to put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Unfortunately, not paying the offspring. I do have the token though. His yelling son. Do you like?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
And
pass
with
the
more
turn.
mana, you had more possibilities.
My soul is going to leave my body. Swamp for turn. I'll tap 2 for a Charming Scoundrel. I'll make myself a treasure token.
So charming.
And since it has haste and we haven't had a game together, I'll first bludge it for 1.
You're just making up for lost time. I understand.
Yeah!
I'll go to 39.
Neat. I will pass a Latorn.
Alrighty.
You're at 39 as well, yeah?
I am, yes, correct officially.
Untap my Emeria the Sky Ruin. Well, that's a card that I am hoping to play a lot more of. I'm gonna play this.
It's a bunny.
I'm gonna play this Needle Verge Pathway as my land for the turn.
In Needle Verge Pathway mode?
In Needle Verge Pathway mode.
Whoa.
And then
Same.
I think I'm gonna pay a red and a white, and I'm gonna cast my commander.
Too fast.
my
The
goodness.
creepy doll has hit the board. Arabella, Abandoned Doll. So she's a 1/3, and whenever she attacks, she deals X damage to each opponent, and I gain X life, where X is the number of creatures I control with power 2 or less. And she includes herself.
Yes.
And I'll pass.
We doll. All right, let's go.
I like it.
Here we go.
That's the Arabella deck name. That's from here forward.
Yeah. You know, it's just ready to rock. I like what you did there. I like what you did right there, but I think what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna take my time with it. Because I was gonna cast my commander, but I'm gonna bring out Dark Steel Citadel. And I'm gonna tap both these, and I'm going to play Talisman of Conviction. And then I will pass turn.
Okay. Untap. I will draw. That's a good one to draw when I ramped on turn 2. I've got a Branch Loft Pathway in Branch Loft Pathway mode. And then I'm going to tap 4 for Guardian Project.
Oh, that's a good card.
Yeah, whenever a non-token creature enters under my control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature I control or a creature in my graveyard, draw a card. Almost like we're playing some sort of format of like singular cards. Like you can't usually at least have more than one of a card in your
Wait, you
deck.
guys only have
Weird.
one of each card in your deck? That's crazy.
I'm going to pass.
All right. I'm going to play a mountain, and then I'm going to give you guys a reason to fight.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to play Brina the Demagogue.
That's a good
Who
reason.
wants to draw some
I
cards?
do.
Whenever a player attacks one of my opponents, if that opponent has more life than another opponent, the attacking player draws a card, and I get 2 1/1 counters on a creature I control.
Can I trade you? Can you draw the card and I get the 1/1 counters?
No.
Dang it.
Yeah, you tried.
My strategy.
It was a noble effort. Iffy, I'm coming in for 1.
Okay.
Ooh, coming over.
I will untap, and I will draw a card.
But if you attack somewhere else, you get cards.
I'm going to play this Prismatic Vista as my land for the turn. And then we're going to start doing the thing that I came here to do, which is tap 2 and cast a bunny. So this is Heir Apparent. We're going to see a lot of this, hopefully, this game. When this enters, I create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures I control, also named Heir Apparent. And then I can play any number of these. So because I don't have any other ones, he's just alone for now, but not for long.
It's just a little guy.
I'm going to move to combat, and do I want to give Olivia the value from Brina in exchange
There is no
for-
value right now
Oh, right.
because nobody has more life than another.
Ooh.
I see.
Right, so if you attack Iffy, then
This is
I
the-
attack
this
Iffy,
is the
I get the
soul
value.
free.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. I definitely want to do that. That's something that I want to do. I think I'm actually just going to sit back. I don't think attacking everybody and dealing 2 damage is in my best interest right now, because then Elliot gets value, and I don't want that.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
So I'll pass.
All right, awesome. So then I'm gonna untap. We're gonna Sunbaked Canyon. I'm going to tap Sunbillow for plains and Sunbaked for a mountain, taking a damage. And to cast my commander, VIC ETHANOL. All right, so that's going to be 1. But you go ahead and keep your pins out because I'm going to tap Talisman of Conviction for a plains and Dark Steel Citadel to bring out Sports Cycle Scouter, which it has haste, and when it enters, it is already a artifact creature until end of turn. And so I've got swing 3 to swing.
You also get to scry too, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
You get to scry,
Yeah.
too.
Do that scry.
Yeah, let me scry me a river.
Yeah, you can scry if you want to.
Boom.
It's his
Boom.
party. He can scry if he wants to.
Don't mind doing. So we're gonna do that.
Keeping both.
Means they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scary.
All right, and then
I got a pretty scary card here. You know, if you wanted to attack me, I don't blame you. Bill's got a pretty scary card. You know?
Yeah.
but
tough.
Bill's
It's tough.
probably
Arena the
not.
Demagogue.
Bill's
It's
probably not going
never
to block,
blocking.
which is what I would love to block with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, I think just balancing the scales. Olivia, 3 at you.
Sounds about right.
But I don't think I'm gonna be coming at Olivia much. I think I've found who the real problems are.
Oh.
Olivia is a problem.
That's you.
Olivia is
I am a problem, but
but
I'm
not
real.
you problem. All right.
Well, the
and
real problem. Please stand up.
I will pass turn.
Untap. Draw. The top of the deck is a heaters today, that's for sure. We got a ways to go before we cast that one too, but hopefully. I've got a Horizon Canopy as my land for turn, and then playing this on 1 for now. So I've got green for Benevolent Hydra. This is a 2 mana, well, it's 2 green and X for a 1/1. Would have entered with X +1/+1 counters, but it is also hardened scales. So if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on another creature I control, not himself, that many +1/+1 counters is put instead, and I can tap it to remove a counter from itself to put a counter on another target creature. And then I've got a 3-drop. Let's go a damage off of the Horizon Canopy. Ornery Tumblewag. This is a 3 mana 2/2 Brushwag mount. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and whenever it attacks while saddled, it's got a saddle cost of 2, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature. It's just a guy. It's just a little guy. That's all, you know? I would like to move to combat, triggering the Ornery Tumblewag, and I will put... I'm gonna put 2 on himself because of it's 1 +1 for the Benevolent Hydra.
That makes
so I will
sense.
draw for the Tumblewag as well, out of order here. Then I'm in combat, and then I'm passing the turn.
Interesting.
It doesn't have haste.
They
No.
have summoning sickness.
I will play Windburst Kites. And I will
Hideaway.
Hideaway. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So fun.
I have exiled a card with Windburst Kites. It is hidden away. Then I'm going to tap 3 and play my commander Vihaan.
Okay, here he comes.
3 3s. Okay.
Yeah. Treasures on my combat, I can choose to turn them into 3/3 construct assassin artifact creatures in addition to their other types until end of turn. I'm going to... Well, you also hit me.
I didn't hit you yet.
Yeah. Bill, you have more life than another opponent.
I do, yeah. I have 39.
So I'll draw a card and put 2 counters on a creature I control.
Nice.
And Brina does 1.
Tough. 1
Oh,
damage.
wait. Is that...
You could-
deals damage. No.
Oh, it's
Oh, attacks one of my
Yeah,
opponents.
attack,
No.
Yeah, so you could put them on.
Yeah, you're
Brina.
taking 3, buddy.
Oh
Ooh.
my god.
36 for Bell.
I haven't played
36.
Brina in a hot minute. but
Yeah, that's fair, that's
he's down
fair.
36.
And does she have vigilance?
She does
no,
not.
there
I'm
she
tapping.
goes.
I'm
Got it.
done.
Sorry.
We got there.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm done. Oh, I gotta draw my card.
All right. I'm going to untap. I'm going to leave this Prismatic Vista uncracked for now. I'll draw.
Oh, she does have vigilance.
Huh?
Oh, other outlaws
have vigilance and haste.
She's a warlock.
She's a warlock.
And for some reason...
I knew I put her in here for... Yes, she's fine.
You're so good at deck building, Olivia.
Oh my God.
Holy.
Deck playing, different story.
Yeah, you know.
I can build, but I can't play.
One or the other. That's how it usually goes.
Yeah, I'll take this one. Okay. I'll build decks that seem cool, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that's very
All
smart.
the words matched up, so
Exactly.
I'm going to be taking 2 life to play the Sacred Foundry, and then I'm also going to be pinging myself again to crack this Prismatic Vista and search for a basic.
Ooh, 33.
Yeah.
33. Free Fallen. Off of this Prismatic Vista, I'm going to find this Plains. Thankfully, that doesn't deal damage to me. But hopefully this will help me deal damage to you, because I'm going to cast Jaxus the Troublemaker. Jaxus is a 4-mana 2/3 with red tap, discard a card, create a token that's a copy of another target creature I control. It gains haste, and when it dies, draw a card. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, but only as a sorcery.
and it splits.
And no, I'm just casting this as its
Got it.
main face. I want to keep Jaxus around for a while.
Fair.
So think with that. Jaxus is also a creature with power 2 or less, which is very relevant. I'm going to move to combat and Iffy just because we can bounce off each other profitably.
Well, so when any of you attack one another, and any of my opponents, and that opponent that you're attacking has more life than another one of you,
Got it.
it incentivizes not attacking the person at the lowest.
Yes. So I draw
you
a card,
attacking Iffy,
you get the counters.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
You attacking Iffy, Iffy has more than you. You're both my opponent, so you get the trigger.
Okay.
I don't know if it incentivizes attacking the lowest. Eventually, we're going to want to attack the lowest.
Eventually we're going to...
Getting the counters.
We're going to want to attack Olivia at some point. But yeah, Arabella is going to be attacking Iffy.
I'm a block with Vic.
Yes, and so they will. Nothing will happen. But I do have an Arabella trigger to deal 3 damage to each of my opponents, and I gain 3 life.
Sure. I
I'm gonna go to
will make Brina Hoosier.
Arabella and Vic ETHANOL bounce off of each other.
Did you draw your card?
Oh, I did not draw the card.
You get the card.
That's
She
so
gets the
crazy.
This thing is a 5/7 now, though.
I know. I want to see what cars and vehicles you brought for us today. So I'm going to pass over to Iffy.
Cool.
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Beat time.
There's only one thing you need to remember is that, and that fact is that I'm never narked on nobody. All right. Okay. Ooh, surprising. How did I know that I was going to have a Sundown Pass? And I have 2 more other lands, so it doesn't enter tapped. And then I think what we'll do now, bring out
Big.
Magmatic Galaxy.
Yeah, that's big.
So when it enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Why don't you go ahead and get that doll out of here?
No!
Oh, yeah.
No!
We ain't doing that. And then,
Oh my.
and whenever one or more creatures your opponent controls are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure token.
Yes.
So you do, in fact, get a treasure token from that.
All right. And so those got a treasure. And that's whenever. So feel free to blast each other as much as you want.
Well,
and then it's
feel free.
also
I mean,
a 5/5.
get consent first.
Yes. Yeah.
Consent
Only
before
consensual
blasting. Consent before blasting.
Well, as we since we're playing Magic, we all agree to consensual non-consent. So feel free to blast each other at the table. Viewers under 18, don't look that way.
We're in danger.
All right.
That's what I signed up with at a game of Magic. Huh?
Yeah. As regards to the game,
Okay.
keep your hands to yourself at the table. On the game, you can start touching all the stuff that the cards tell you can. There's rules, boundaries. Everyone's already doing BDSM, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go for, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Some stuff. I got some things.
But you're probably not going to block with anything, so there's no use. So
I think Iffy wants to draw a card.
Yeah. Oh, you know I do. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and I'm going to swing at you, my good friend Bill. Who can say how long when a ship comes to your home?
I'm getting keel hauled.
So that's
on that attack,
Yes.
I'm going to give 2 2+1/+1 counters to Vihaan.
Okay.
And if you'll draw a card.
Pass turn.
Good.
Oh man.
Look, I love me some India.
Yeah, this is.
Isn't she like one of the like top selling artists like of all time?
Yeah,
both because
sure.
of those
as
songs.
a whole
Yeah.
castle in
Yeah,
Ireland.
yeah.
Weird Stalkers, of course.
Good
Of
for
course,
her.
of course. I will untap and draw for my
Queen,
turn.
right?
Yeah, truly.
Speaking of weird stalkers, it's Elliot's turn.
I'm flipping this around.
That's crazy. It's crazy that you'd say that.
So weird you'd say that.
So weird. I've never.
What TRO? I don't know what
I'm
you're
going
talking
to play
about.
a basic planes. I'm going to play things a little slowly here, I think. So I'm actually going to move to combat.
Okay.
The Ornery Tumblewag is going to put a +1/+1 counter on the Benevolent Hydra. Then I'm going to move through combat to my second main phase.
Yes.
I'm going
Your
to.
second main face.
Second
That's
main
the one.
face.
I'm going to tap the Tender Wild Guide to give itself 2 +1/+1s.
Wow.
Because of the Benevolent Hydra. Now I've got 3 creatures with +1/+1 counters on them, so I can tap a 1, a 2, a 3, and cast Hamza. He costs 1 less for each creature I control with a +1/+1 counter, and then creature spells I cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature I control with a +1/+1 counter. Hamza entering will draw me a card from Guardian Project.
Le projet.
Then something about the wheels on a crazy train, right? What are we
Going off
doing?
the rails, actually.
Rails. That makes way more sense. Why would it go off the wheels? I'm going to tap this Benevolent Hydra to move the +1/+1 counter, make it a +1/+1, 2. Moving it.
Move the +1 counter. It's going to see the Benevolent Hydra is going to see it and give it 1 more counter as you move it.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Thank you. Now this creature has 7 power. So I'm going to add green and green, go down to
great
34, and cast the Great Henge.
Yeah, we
For
get
just
hinged.
2 green. So this one, if you've had the pleasure of never playing against it somehow, costs X less to cast for where X is the greatest power. So this 9-drop artifact only costs 2. Tap it for 2 green, gain 2 life, and whenever a non-token creature enters, I get a +1/+1 counter, and I draw a card. I'd like to tap this for 2 green and gain 2 life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I like to think that I also am somewhat of a deck builder. 3 counters less, so this only costs 2, which I have from the Great Henge here. Iridescent Hornbeetle. This one is one you might actually not have heard of. Yeah, this is an uncommon from Zendikar Rising. It's a 5-mana 3/4, but then it's got some good text. Would you mind reading that for us, Olivia?
Yeah, hold on. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each +1/+1 counter you put on creatures under your control this turn. Were you keeping count?
I was.
Okay, good.
Yes.
no.
Also,
Yeah, I got to pull a bill.
somebody's into that, I'm sure. Don't clip this. Don't clip this. So it entering is going to draw me 2 cards.
Yeah.
And it's going to put not 1, but 2 +1/+1 counters from the... And next, this is a neat trick. Costs 1 less for each counter, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Mindless Automaton happens to be a colorless creature that costs 4. So I get to play him for free here.
0.
Now, it would come into play with 2 +1/+1 counters on it.
However.
Because of Benevolent Hydra, that's going to be 3. And then when it enters, Great Henge says, get a couple more.
bonus.
Why don't you? And I'll draw 2 more cards.
Absolutely chose the wrong card for this.
And then this guy says, 1 mana, choose and discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on him, and then remove 2 to draw a card. So we got all of our card draw options that we could ever want on the table right now, which doesn't usually happen for this deck, actually. Then I'd like to move to my end step. And I believe my number is 12 because of these 5 now. So
For bugs.
right.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
put the 1 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. I would like to trigger the Iridescent Hornbeetle and make 12 little bugs.
That's a lot of bugs.
It's a couple bugs. It's none of them even draw me
it's
cards.
actually
or
more than a
anything.
couple.
It's about a dozen.
Yeah.
And I'm
So minus.
Well,
And
you
I'm-
did all that so that it would be cheaper by the dozen. So.
and actually I'm the greatest Magic player of all time. I have exactly 7 cards in my hand. So I will pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to untap and
have 6
question
permanents
my
in play.
life choices. Yeah. All right, I'm going to play a mountain, and then I will tap 4 for a Grim Hireling.
Ooh.
So one or more creatures I control deal combat damage to a player. I get 2 treasure tokens. Okay, so I'm going to move to Letax. I will swing Brina here. Brina will get Hooger.
Even bigger.
So it'll be a 7 there.
7.
Everybody's vigilant. That's right. I did this on purpose.
Great
smartest,
deck build.
Smartest magic player alive.
Exactly.
Like 2 neurons are fighting right now.
They're rubbing it really hard against
They're
each
making
other.
as much static as possible, but there's nowhere for it to go.
Yeah.
It's just,
Flames.
yeah, exactly. I will send, on my combat, I will be turning this treasure into a 3/3 construct assassin artifact creature. So I will swing the treasure and the charming scoundrel this way, and then Brina here.
Do I risk either of my creatures blocking this seemingly free charming scoundrel?
It is a 1 and a 3.
Yeah, I'm not blocking the treasure. It's just 1 damage.
Yes.
What could it possibly do?
Possibly go wrong.
What could it possibly cost?
Okay, so I'm going to use the treasure that was a creature because it doesn't matter, and tap Windbrisk Heights. I gotta go through the motions, otherwise I'm gonna forget somewhere else. To play the card Exiled without paying its mana cost if I attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn, which I did. Kumbal, Profiteering Mayor.
No!
1 or more tokens enters the battlefield under an opponent's control. For each of them, creates a tap token that's a copy of it.
You're gonna make rabbits!
Because there's a lot of bugs!
My insects.
bugs.
too.
Only once per turn, but here we go.
Okay. Bugs and gold.
And buns.
Bugs and buns.
Bugs and buns and gold.
Bugs and
Okay.
buns.
Bugs
then-
and buns
oh, fuck.
and munsy.
So I've got 4 there. All right, I'm going to pop my 4 treasures and play Benny Brack's Zoologist. I could have convoked. That's okay.
created a
Actually,
token.
I am going to
Yeah.
convoke with Charming Scoundrel. Yeah, I'm leaving 1 treasure up. At the beginning of each end step, if I created a token this turn, draw a card.
I think you may have.
I'll move to my end step. I'll draw a card. Pass.
Woo! Okay.
It's a fun deck. It's just not the
Sure, I can't say anything, right? Like this side of the table is doing some scary stuff. The Boros decks might be teaming up
It's
against
not
us here.
scary yet.
That's a good card, but I can't quite use it yet. I am going to be doing something that will hopefully position myself to do some cool things later, but I'm going to play this Fountain Port as my land for the turn. I'm going to tap 4 mana, not including this Sacred Foundry. I'm going to tap 4 here to cast just a little card that works relatively well with tokens.
Let's go!
Anointed Procession. So if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under my control, it creates twice that many instead. I know. So because I have to do this as a sorcery, I am going to be activating Jaxus the Troublemaker. So paying a red for that. And I'm going to discard a card, which will be a Heir Apparent, shocking, to create a token copy of Heir Apparent that essentially has Blitz. So I will be making 1, which is actually 2. I do understand that Comball will trigger at this stage and give Olivia 2 tapped Heir Apparents because I am actually making 2.
Yes.
To Anointed Procession.
And then they have the bun.
Yes.
Trigger.
And then, when yours enter, they each see 1 other Heir Apparent, so you make 2 rabbits total. So you make
Your rabbits are not tapped. His aren't either, but the rabbits aren't the
Correct.
The
Heir
Heir
Apparents
Apparents
are.
There's a lot
you go.
of things and replacement effects happening.
Why did I put these cards?
And how many rabbits are you making?
Many.
Thank you for asking, Elliot. So I have 3 total Heir Apparents.
Yes.
So each of these 2 entering is seeing 2 other Heir Apparents.
Okay.
Yes.
So each of them is making 2, which is actually 4. So I'm going to be making 8 rabbits off of that. Okay, so I'm going to be moving to combat with my 2 hasty Heir Apparent copies. 1 is going to be going at Iffy, which this is just a 2/2. It can be blocked as normal. And another 2/2 is going to be going at Elliot.
Yeah, blocking with VIC ethanol.
That happens.
I will block with Hamza.
Bun
That happens.
down.
Buns
So-
down.
Buns down.
Both of the copies of Heir Apparent will die. They both have the Blitz effect to draw a card, so I will draw 2 more cards. And I'm going to be moving to the end of my turn. I have 8 cards in my hand, and I just have to decide which one I'm discarding here. All the cards in my hand are really good. No, never mind. It's not that hard for me to decide. As much as I love this card, I have to discard this Descent into Avernus.
Oh,
Giving Olivia treasures is not something I want to do right now.
Yeah.
don't
that's
enable
fair.
me like that. Yeah.
But I'll be passing to you.
On the beginning
right.
of each end step, I created a token this turn. I draw a card.
Oh, it's each.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Cool. We've untapped. So let's draw. Let's see what's up under here. I am going to tap these for white mana, and tap this for 1 to bring out Tempered Steel. Let's say we'll crack this treasure for white, tap this to bring out Samwell, Avenger Ace.
That's also
Oh, that card's so sweet in here.
Yeah, you can see where we're starting to go with this. And so what we'll do now, gonna bounce Sunbaked to play Boros Garrison past turn because
Alrighty.
No tokens?
No tokens.
No,
that's
making
not
any
what this does. This goes vroom.
Alrighty. I'm gonna untap. I might make some tokens.
1 or 2.
I might.
Okay.
I'll draw for turn. Ooh, I like that card. It's not very good right now, but it will be at some point, hopefully. Land for turn, I've got a Bountiful Promenade. Then let's go. I've got 5 creatures with +1/+1 counters. So green. This is a pretty good one. Thunderfoot Baloth. This guy says trample and lieutenant as long as I control my commander, which is Hamza. He gets +2/+2, and other creatures I control get +2/+2 and have trample, including my 12 insects.
Huh.
Then I'm gonna combat. That triggers the Henge and the Guardian Project.
Sure.
So it'll get 2 counters, I draw a card, and I draw another card. Alrighty, I'm going to tap this Great Henge to add green, going up to 31. I will be floating a green mana to cast Conclave Sledge Captain.
Oh, no.
Back up.
Yeah, this is a 6 mana 4/4 with backup 1 3 times. Trample, and then whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. What backup says is if I put these +1/+1 counters on another creature, it gains each ability that this creature has until end of turn. So I would like to, oh gosh, and then these also trigger, but let's do the backups first. I would like to put backup on Hamza, which becomes 2, on the Tumblewag, which becomes 2, and on the Hornbeetle, which becomes 2. Then the Conclave Sledge Captain gets 2 from the Great Henge. I draw a card, and I draw another card.
This guy. What's happening?
Nothing's happening. It's totally fine and normal.
I don't think that that's true.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. You know? I think I wish there was a tutor in here.
Yeah.
Then I'll use this other green. This is a fun one. I promise. Actually a fun one this time. Scrounging Bandar. This is a 2 mana 0/0 cat monkey. It's going to enter on its own with 2, which become 3. At the beginning of my upkeep, I may move any number of +1/+1 counters from the Bandar onto another target creature. Then when it enters, the Great Henge says, get 2 more, draw 2 cards. I'm drawing too many cards. It's actually like a problem.
Been there.
You could just like stop drawing cards.
I mean, yeah.
Stop casting spells.
Well, for my next trick, I've got another green mana. This is another lieutenant creature. I've got Loyal Guardian. This one's a 4/4 Rhino with trample, and he says, Lieutenant, at the beginning of combat on my turn, if I control my commander, I put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control. This also triggers the Great Henge. 2, and I draw 2 cards.
Olivia, if you don't die, I think you're making like 30 plants or 30 insects.
Bugs.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to head on down to combat now.
Before you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's get it.
Oh, the Thunderfoot Baloth.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. I do get to gain 9 life, and now I definitely do not get value from the Barina.
Nope.
They also lose trample. Hey,
Yes.
Okay, that sucks. As we might have left that in, we might not have. I'm going to, in theory, be making a ton of creatures off of this iridescent hornbeetle, and I would like Olivia to not get all of those insects. So I'm going to try to swing out at Olivia. Okay.
Because that's 27.
Yeah.
That will get through here. There's 28.
And it
4
was
gets
4
through
coming
here.
through, which is
32.
32.
And then a 34.
And I'm putting 2 more on.
Oh, you're putting 2 more on. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is exact.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you're a coward. You didn't want to see cool stuff happen.
34?
Yep.
Okay.
34.
Olivia, go to dead.
Yes.
The backup.
Good luck, guys.
I mean,
That was
a motorcycle.
The backup
It's a valiant
triggers
effort.
here, and I get. I believe it is just 11 extra.
You bunny.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh no, it is that many. Oh gosh, so he dealt.
You dealt 4,
He
right?
got, no, because he
Get wrecked, coward.
got blocked by 9.
Yeah.
So he only dealt
He dealt
6. So he will get 6, 7 from the
That's correct.
Hydra.
Yeah.
All right.
Got him.
I will move to the end of my turn and trigger my iridescent horn beetle. I believe if we did the math correctly, I am making 62 more insects.
Woo!
And then I have to discard some cards, if you'll believe me.
I'm trying. Well, my turn is not going to be nearly as complicated as that because I think I'm just going to be making some bunnies. I'm going to draw. I'm going to play the spectator seating because I still do have 2 opponents. Woo! Yeah, nobody else wants
Just
to concede.
made it.
Elliot, you don't want to concede?
I'm out of here.
I've proven my point.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to tap 2, the Fountain Port, and a Plains to play this Pearl Medallion. So my white spells cost 1 less now.
Nice.
Then for 1 mana, because that's how Pearl Medallion works, I will play this Hair Apparent. That will see 1 other Hair Apparent, which makes 1 token, which is actually 2. So I'll go up to 10 rabbits. Then I'm going to tap another white to cast a second Hair Apparent, which will see 2, which makes 2, which is 4. So I will go up to this many, 14. Then I'm going to tap a red here to activate Jax as the Troublemaker. I don't think it's going to... I would love to play this card, but I don't think I'm making it long enough for it to matter. I'm going to discard this Molten Echoes
Oh no.
to make a copy of Hair Apparent, which is actually 2 copies of Hair Apparent. We did the math while we were cut there. I'm making 2 copies, which each see 4 hairs. So I'll be making 16 additional rabbits.
It's a non-zero amount of buns.
And that is how many I have. These ones have, I guess some of these have summoning
16,
sickness
eh?
as well. Yes.
He can't do math.
That's how math works.
They don't teach him how to do that.
Some amount of these have summoning sickness. I'm not attacking with them. I will be,
Not many do.
wait, yes. I will be attacking Elliot with the 2 copies just because they have haste and it's free to do so.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will block them with the captain and the guardian.
You got it.
Thanks,
They will
gamer.
both die, and I will draw 2 cards from the Blitz ability. And then
3 to play Foundry Inspector, artifact spells, cast 1 less. It doesn't matter. We're about done here, but you know. With Sandwell, played Foundry Inspector. Got a little guys there, and I will pass that turn.
I will untap here then. In my upkeep, I have a Scrounging Bandar trigger. I'm going to move 6, which becomes 7 counters onto this Conclave Sledge Captain. Then I'm going to draw for the turn. I've got a basic forest, and then I will tap that for this Hardened Scales that I just drew. More counters.
Yeah,
please,
where's
more.
the... Yeah, we need the main.
Use 1 of these insects. Can I just have an
I was going to
infinite
say,
token?
if you have another bug token, you lied to
I
me.
don't. I will tap
died for
one
no
of the insects that has 2 + 1
Yeah,
+ 1
I died for no
counters
reason.
on it to saddle the Ornery Tumblewag.
Okay.
Then I will go to combat. Trigger the Loyal Guardian.
Of course.
Everybody gets 2 + 1 + 1 counters. And 1 on the Benevolent Hydra. Oh no.
well, just
Oh my
one.
goodness. It's actually 3 on everybody because of the Hardened Scales. I'm sorry.
You're fired.
Yeah.
And then only
fired.
2 on this guy
This
because he
guy's not
doesn't
getting
count.
invited
as-
back.
No.
Hey, we have an open spot on the spike feed.
Oh yeah, I'm looking to move to Canada. You think you're gonna work it out?
I think we could.
Yeah.
Then go into combat.
Here's what I think you should do.
Okay.
Worry about this math.
Well,
This math is easy.
yeah. So,
This math is probably the one you need to do the
Well,
math
he
for.
sees mana up.
well, no. Yeah, I'm
I'll let you know
sending-
right now. The trick I had would have been a Wrath of God. Just
It
got
gone.
sent to the bottom of my deck.
That's
gone.
fair.
Shipped away.
So I'm sending 7 6/6s at Iffy, which remains 4 of them. Sorry, 5 of them.
Yeah, even
no,
if I-
4 of them because
No,
one
4,
of them was
there's only
tapped out.
11.
So 4 of them going at Bill.
Yep.
62 4/4s at Bill. A 9/9, a 10/10, a
I mean, we can. Do you have 62 blockers or?
So hang on. I have 1.
Okay.
Sorry, this guy's tapped. So never
Okay.
mind.
Yeah. You were jacked.
I don't believe that I do.
Yeah.
So I
he's
believe
jacked off. So
he's
you're like,
jacking off.
10
Yeah.
is 28 here.
Yeah, I believe I'm
Here.
dead just to
Yeah.
the
So
insects.
just the
Yeah. Okay.
insects.
The other stuff
So I
is
see.
Yeah.
All
all right.
I know how fun it is to turn the card around,
turning
but-
them sideways. turning them sideways.
This is what we
Okay.
call playing with our food.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we call jacksing off.
Yeah. Jackson off.
I believe
I think that's
called-
game.
that's a
Yeah.
wrap.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a
All
wrap.
right.
I was like 1 turn off
Yeah.
of doing the cool thing. If the board had been wiped, it actually would have been really funny if you did cast that Wrath of God because of I could just
The
cast
Dawn's
Dawn's
Truce.
Yeah, you could Dawn's Truce.
then you're running away
You
with
were
that
fine
game
anyway,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like this game.
Wow.
I like the rabbits.
Yeah, that's fun.
Holy.
And
Buns.
and yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I had any other removal.
I want to say this is the scariest on board this has been.
Yeah.
And it was only scary on board because of what he was doing.
Right.
Getting
Giving you all of
yeah.
those, giving you all of the insects at the end of the turn.
So
there.
the card that I was entertaining putting with the Hideaway, the one where it was like, I wish I hadn't have done this because I would have drawn them both, was Grim Hireling. Or not Grim Hireling, Bold Plagiarist.
Right.
Where every time you got a counter, I would get
It would get a
2.
counter.
So
Yeah.
I would have had like
Whoa.
an 8 million Bold Plagiarist. And
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
alas.
I was pretty terrified of what Olivia was doing with just the Brina alone. Just having like a big
good.
vigilance flying blocker thanks to Vihaan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that was very good. And
Again,
it incentivized us to attack each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. And like I
Yeah.
said, I saw words that matched the word on this card and just put them in here. So it was like, okay, well, let's explicitly throw in assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks. And when I saw
Brina being a warlock,
Brina being
yeah.
a warlock, I was like,
Yeah, that's a sweet one.
yeah, she's awesome. She's always a great card. So
Yeah, not much to say on my end. I got hard carried by
Gringo Boom.
by
Gringo Burks.
notable all stars Guardian Project and the Great Henge, who
Yeah, sleeper cards. I don't think anybody really is playing those. In
Definitely not.
Yeah,
The Horn Beetle has never
Hilariously.
done that much
that
work
was insane.
in a game.
I told you it was a made-up card.
Yeah. But yeah,
Printed something he wanted for his deck.
if you want to make up a card, I can't help you with that. But if you want to protect a card that you have already made up, you can put it in a Gamegenic sleeve.
Can.
Ask your LGS if they've got their products. If they don't, ask them nicely to get them in. Burrito Splendido. Making all those tokens, that's hungry business. So now I got to go upstairs and I got to get myself a burrito.
Got to get more green.
Gotta get more green.
Yeah.
Gotta get
The
the guac.
guacamole is green. I know that one. I'm definitely not colorblind.
I can work with that. Yeah.
If you're in the Winnipeg or Manitoba area, check them out. All locally sourced products in their stuff. Great stuff. And of course, our patrons for keeping the lights on.
Yes.
We got lots of lights and you help keep them on. So
Lots
thank
of
you very much for
lights.
doing that. For as little as $5, your name can be showing up in the credits at the end of the
Around
thing here.
Here somewhere.
And before I let you go, Iffy, Olivia, thank you so much for coming out all the way to
Anytime.
-10 in the middle of March, Canada.
It was wonderful.
Elbows up.
Look, it doesn't matter if it's -10 when you have friends to warm your heart.
Oh, and with that, we will see you next time.
We love you, Canada. You guys are doing great.
This is